In 1866, sailors from every corner of the world began reporting sightings of an enormous, mysterious creature beneath the waves. The stories spread far and wide, reaching the ears of Professor Aronnax, a curious scholar in Paris. His heart stirred with wonder, and he longed with all his being to uncover the truth behind this great ocean mystery. Professor Aronnax boarded the naval frigate Abraham Lincoln alongside his faithful assistant Conseil and the skilled Canadian harpooner Ned Land. As the shoreline faded into the distance behind them, the three companions set their sights on the open ocean, their hearts full of determination and hope. On a stormy night, the mysterious creature finally appeared. A massive glowing shape that struck the frigate with tremendous force, sending the ship lurching violently. Professor Aronnax and Conseil were swept from the deck and plunged into the dark, cold sea below. Struggling to stay afloat, the professor clung to something solid, a vast submarine built entirely of steel. The creature was no living beast at all, but a breathtaking machine of human invention. A hatch opened, and all three were drawn quietly into the dimly lit vessel within. Inside the submarine lay a world of remarkable beauty and refinement beyond anything the professor had imagined. There stood its master, Captain Nemo, a man of piercing eyes and extraordinary intelligence, who had left the world above behind to build his own kingdom beneath the sea. The professor felt both deep unease and an irresistible fascination in his presence. Captain Nemo guided his guests through an underwater world as wondrous as another planet. Sunlit shallows shimmered with vivid coral reefs, and countless fish danced through the water in brilliant swirls of color. The professor stood in awed silence, drinking in every astonishing sight of this hidden paradise. One night, Captain Nemo led the professor silently out into the deep, where the ancient ruins of the legendary city of Atlantis lay sleeping on the ocean floor. Fish drifted between stone pillars that had stood for thousands of years, and the professor felt the quiet weight of all that time. How brief a thing human history truly is, and how enduring the sea. Deep in the waters beneath the South Pole, the Nautilus found itself suddenly surrounded by thick ice on every side. As the air grew thin, the crew worked without rest to break through. Captain Nemo remained utterly calm throughout, and to the professor his steadiness felt both quietly reassuring and deeply serious. In the depths of the Atlantic, the Nautilus was surrounded by an enormous number of giant squid, their tentacles wrapping around the hull as the crew faced a tremendous struggle on deck. Ned Land rose to the challenge with remarkable courage, and for the first time the professor saw something new in Captain Nemo's eyes. A flash of deep feeling and quiet sorrow. Each night, Captain Nemo would sit alone at his pipe organ and play into the darkness of the deep sea. His music carried an endless, aching grief for a homeland lost and a family he would never see again. For the first time, the professor truly understood how deep the wounds were in this solitary man's heart. After the long journey through the deep, Ned could no longer contain his longing for the open world above. The professor, too, felt deeply moved by all he had shared with Captain Nemo, yet knew in his heart it was time to return home. On a stormy night, the three made up their minds to slip away quietly in a small boat. Through the storm, the three friends made it safely to the shores of Norway. When the professor looked back, the shadow of the Nautilus was already fading into the waves. He thought of Captain Nemo returning to the deep, and felt, quietly and with great warmth, that this extraordinary voyage had changed his life forever.